morning, makers. It's Lesley. Happy crafting December. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this Vlogmas. I've already missed day one, but I was teaching all day. So it's December 2nd, and this is Rosehaven Yarn Shop, Prince Edward County, Ontario, Canada, Picton. So yesterday I was teaching needle felting. So if you've ever needle felted, you know how much fun it is. It's pretty cool, and you can kind of make anything. This is my little chickadee. It's made with wool, merino, a little bit of corriedale, a little bit of Maori, just different colors and stuff. His beak is kind of hard to see right there. And then this is like the merino I just sort of laid on top to make it look like little lines and featheries. And he's about the right size of a chickadee. Unfortunately, my cat left a dead chickadee on my deck yesterday, so I got to actually see up close. Anyway, so I had 6 ladies come in. Hey crew, you guys were so much fun. And Donna and Pam and Cindy and Francis, who was 90, almost 92. They were having a good time. So I showed them how to make the chickadee. A few of them made cardinals, and we made little gnomes. This is the one I made yesterday. This is the one I did a couple days ago using mohair goat locks for it, and his beard. And I like how you don't have to worry about the face, it's just the 2 cheeks and the nose. It makes it easier. They're just kind of fun little gnomes, Santa gnomes. And this one I made a little more of an earth gnome. I thought I'd try polka dots on his hat. I'm not sure if that works or not, but anyways, they're pretty cute. The tricky part is getting them so they actually stand up. So yeah, needle felting. Big sponge, very, very sharp little needles. And you actually, you just take the wool and you just stab. Kids love it. It is dangerous. You can poke yourself, but if you keep your fingernails up and work in small areas and don't take your eyes off it as you're stabbing, you're fairly safe. I think only Shannon stabbed herself twice and broke 2 needles. She was very vigorous in her felting. Yeah, so like these little balls we rolled up in our hands and kind of got them in ball shape and then stabbed them in. Inside this little gnome is a little twist of yarn inside, and the yarn doesn't have to be wool because you're putting wool on top. The wool will attach to even acrylic yarn inside, so it kind of just builds up the body shape of him ahead of time. And then the little curves in his hat, I actually just needle felted extra in spots, and so it makes it kind of look like it's twisted. It felts a little harder in those spots where I go extra, and so then it looks like a spiral. I'm gonna try and make a unicorn horn, and I'm gonna put it on my horse Rocky and take a picture. I think that'll look pretty funny. See if I can find some sparkly stuff to go with the wool. Yeah, so you can needle felt with alpaca, mohair, wool, any kind of wool basically. Not superwash. Superwash means it's been treated so it won't felt. Don't drive yourself crazy. And you can use wool yarn. You can lay yarn on top of even crafters felt, like those sheets of felt you can buy like at the dollar store, at the craft store. That felt is actually made of acrylic fibers, but wool again will happily go into it. You could even needle felt on any fabric. Wool is happy to felt into it. The trick is making sure this little needle can go through the fabric without breaking. Like you can use it on denim jackets, on jeans, that kind of thing. You just want to make sure it doesn't break when it goes through. So it's got to be fabric that's got the weave open enough that the needle can push through some wool, so the wool will grab and hold on to it. Yay! Needle felting, very fun. The needles are like $2 a needle, and the wool I sell the Maori Bergscharf blend is 8 cents a gram, and the mohair I think is a little bit more. I think that one's like 24 cents a gram, and then you can imagine the wool weighs next to nothing. So this little guy, the materials would probably cost $5-6 kind of thing, plus the needles. So it's surprising. It's finally a craft. It's not too expensive. Anyways, Vlogmas. Yay, here we go. It's December. I don't know what happened October, November. Is it just me, or did it go crazy fast? Anyways, so I will show you some blocking. I've finished a scarf for Christmas and I blocked it, so I'll show you a little bit of blocking. So this is a scarf I knit. It's for my son who's 18, and he wanted something kind of warm colors with some different blues. There's like a denim blue, kind of a more deep navy blue, the burnt orange, and then like a real darker rusty orange sort of color. So I was playing around with stitches and changing it up because I knew I needed all 4 balls in order to actually make a scarf long enough. Scarves usually take about 375 yards of worsted weight yarn, and they typically you want them at least 60 inches long length so that you can wrap it around your neck once and have 2 ends that are a decent length. Just it's a good reference point when you're making scarves. And this one I think is about 6-8 inches long, or wide, sorry. When I finished it, it was definitely a little on the short side, so I've given it a really good stretch when I'm blocking it. So blocking, you want to put it in warm water. I use Eucalan, or you can use soak. The nice part about this material is you don't have to rinse it out. It kind of freshens the wool. There's lanolin in it, so it protects the wool, and it also allows it to smell nice, because you know how some wools kind of have especially if you're carrying around in bags and stuff, they don't have the greatest smell sometimes, or they just smell a little too barny for some people that are going to be wearing the gift. So I soaked it in Eucalan in water, warm water, and I soaked it for about 15 minutes. You want to get it well saturated. I didn't really need to. This one is pretty nice. Then I take it out, I squeeze out as much water as I can, and then I wrap it in a towel and I roll it right up into a big sausage. And then actually what I do, I stand on it, I step on it, because that actually squeezes the water, and the water goes into the towel and out of the garment, and that way this is quite a bit less wet, not drippy or anything, because obviously I want it to dry reasonably quickly. This is my downstairs at the store, and it gets busy down here. We have classes and groups and stuff, so. And then I give it a good stretch to try to get it to the length that I want, and I know each of these squares are 2 feet, so this is 2, 4, 6. It's just a little shy of the 6-foot mark, which is good, because when I unpin it, it's going to relax a little bit. But and then the stocking net stitches have a tendency to roll, so I've pinned them a little bit, tried to make them the same width, so hopefully when this dries it'll all be reasonably square, and it won't have these stocking net areas where it kind of curves in. And then this is basket weave, so it's knit 4, purl 4 in rows. These ones will stay reasonably square, and the edges won't roll, but all the stocking net where the striping is has a tendency to roll, which is why I didn't knit the whole thing in stocking net, because it would end up being this round rolled sausage of a scarf, which drives me crazy. So hopefully this will dry probably in 2 days or so. You can turn it over and after the first side is dry and flip it over, but I'm lazy. I don't want to pin it that many times. And I use the little good old T-pins, which are great for, if I can get my hand in front of that. I guess they're quilting pins technically. They're great for this because they're stainless steel and they're not going to rust. There are a few regular cheap pins, so long as they're not rusty and going to stain anything, but obviously it wouldn't really show up on this anyways. So 2 days, and it'll be a nice rectangular square shape and a little bit longer than it was. It'll probably have stretched it 3 to 4 inches from what I actually had knitted. When I finished knitting it was a little, like I said, short. So blocking is good. I used to not ever like doing it, but it really does finish a garment beautifully. And yes, if you wash it, I would request for my son to block it again. Never gonna happen. You never know. You can be hopeful. Of course, he'll probably never wash it either, so it'll be brought home to mom to launder. Though, who knows when he goes to university. He's learning the value of good wool. And I made him mitts last year, and he put them in the washer. I didn't notice, my husband didn't notice, and they felted and shrunk. So I guess I gotta make another pair of those for Christmas. Is anybody else in panic knitting mode? Yeah. At least I got this done. I finished it last night, wove in all the damn ends, because every color end was an end. But it's done. Now we just let it dry. And I'm sure my son has seen me knitting it, but I'm always knitting, so no one really questions who I'm knitting what for. Now on to the next Christmas item to get finished in time. It's December 2nd, 22 days before I have to wrap it. Okay, see you tomorrow.